Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven. This has kind of turned into a karting week almost, hasn't it? But basically I've been going through the games that I own, the racing games, and I've been making videos on any of the karting options that there are. So I've already done GameStop Kart Extreme, I've already done R Factor 2 this week, and I thought I would also update you guys on Project Cars to let you know how the karting is in Project Cars. So that is what I'm in right now, in Project Cars. I'm at a karting circuit called something like Glenwood, I can't remember, something like that. It's in Ireland, and I'm driving the 125cc shifter car. And by the way, I am in the process of trying to do another video on Kart Racing Pro, which is another really good karting simulator, but the download for the latest version of that game is really slow, really painful, so that's what's been holding me up there. But I will be making a video on that at some point in the near future. Anyway, without further ado, as you can see, I was already doing a bit of a practice. Now, the first thing I'd say is the graphics are absolutely amazing. The track, the environment, the modelling of the karts, everything, all the graphics of this game right now, it's very close to release, and it looks amazing to me. I would say it's a real massive plus point for this game. It looks so good, really. But really, this is more a video to talk about karting. And in terms of karting, my opinion on this is the karting is not very good at this moment in time. The track is good. I mean, I would love to have this track in some of the other kart racing simulators I play. The track is really good, but the handling of the car, I mean, that's obviously the main thing we're talking about here. The handling of the car, the way the car feels, to me, it doesn't feel at all realistic. Now, I like to say straight off the bat, I'm obviously not an expert with karting. I've never actually driven a proper racing car, of course, so I'm not an expert, but I've played some pretty good simulated car racing games, like I've mentioned in the intro, and after playing those, I think that might be a part of the problem, really. After playing those games, it's so hard to come and enjoy this, really, because I just feel that I don't get the correct feeling. The kart does not really behave in a way that I expect for karting. It feels like the Project Cars have taken their regular physics for regular vehicles in the game, and they've just slightly tweaked it. That's what I feel. Because when I race a car in Kart Racing Pro or in GameStop Kart Extreme or R Factor 2, I get this feeling that you can almost slide the car into corners. It's almost a part of the art of karting, is to basically be in a controlled slide through corners quite often. I mean, I can't really describe it very well, really, can I? But that's basically what I'm trying to say. It's almost like a controlled slide. Now, in this game, the car does not slide at all. I mean, of course it does slide, but it just doesn't feel like the natural sliding physics that I get in other karting games or other racing games that offer karting. So, to be honest, I am slightly disappointed. But, I mean, I can drive it. I mean, if I was not aware how a kart should feel, maybe I would not realise that it's not how it should be. I mean, if you don't know what a kart should feel like, maybe you'll enjoy it, you know. But for me, after coming straight from those other games that I mentioned before, which have very good karting, this, in terms of the physics and the way the car feels, it really does not feel realistic. It just feels so not nice to me, you know. And for some reason, the force feedback, and I'd like to point out, this is not really related to the game in general, because the game is quite near to release. Recently I've been going back into the game and I've been playing it more often, to see how I feel about the game getting close to release. And in general, I find the physics quite enjoyable and quite good, but specifically related to karting, they just don't feel right to me. They really don't. And I would love to know if any of you guys are like really expert in karting and you really know what this is talking about, whoops, then I would love to know your opinion. You know, if you know a lot about karting and you have this game, I'd love you to try it out and let me know if you think it's realistic, because like I said, I'm not an expert, but to my untrained eye, it's just, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't hit the curbs. But to my untrained eye, this does not feel realistic at all. And it's a shame because the tracks look really nice. I mean, my limited experience with the karting tracks in Project Cars, they got some really nice tracks. Like this track flows really nicely, and of course the environment it's in looks amazing. And like I said before, I'd love to have this track in a more realistic kart simulator. So it's kind of a shame, really, isn't it, that they have not been able to match the physics of the karting. So I would say the Project Cars, what they need to do, I mean, obviously the game is not too far off release, but they're, you know, it's a game where they've had to work on many, many cars, physics for many cars. So maybe in the future they'll have the time to come back to the karting and improve it. And I would say they need to find someone who's a professional with karting, who's an expert, I should say, with karting, to give them advice to hopefully improve this area. But I suppose, you know, for this kind of game, most people would not do a lot of karting. They only do karting when it's the beginning of the career mode, I suppose. One more thing I would say is, one thing I do enjoy with karting is I really enjoy the simplistic nature of karting. And for me personally, a part of that is having a single speed direct drive car. They're the ones I drive pretty much all the time because I enjoy the simplisticness of karting. You know, when I'm racing other vehicles, I always have to think loads about the gears I'm using and stuff like that. So I kind of enjoy the simplicity. Whoopsie. I kind of enjoy the simplicity of karting, where obviously the karting tracks are much shorter and quicker to learn than regular racetracks. And if you couple that with the fact you've only got one gear and you don't have to worry about gears, it becomes almost a purist experience. Unfortunately, in Project Cars, they do not have those kind of karts. They have this one, which is a 125 shifter car, and they have a car which is called a supercar or something of that nature, which has a massive spoiler on the back of it, and again, that has gears. So it's a shame they didn't put in a single speed direct drive car. Personally, I mean, that's my personal feeling because I enjoy them. Maybe in the future they will. Anyway, so yeah, not particularly impressed with the karting. I think if you're interested in purely karting, this is not a game that you should buy purely for karting, whoopsie. I mean, like I said, this is not a general thing that I've found throughout the game, but with karting, they really, in my opinion, they don't, it seems like they've not really nailed down the karting very well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I will try to round off this week, hopefully this week or early next week, the karting by showing you a video of Kart Racing Pro. So, of course, if you have any specific questions about this game or anything I've mentioned in the video, be sure to ask me in the comment section below. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.